Hi guys, this is GSMDome and I'm here with the heaviest phone I've ever tested and I've ever seen in my life. It weighs almost 1 kilogram. It's called FOSSiBOT F107 Pro. And the cool thing is that it has a huge flashlight here and an even huger battery. Check this out, 28,000 mAh. Ultra resilient, 900 grams. It's got the specs of a mid-range phone, but at the same time, if you're working in the field, it could be useful for you. If you're working in the forest, if you're working in agriculture or what have you, this could be very useful. Of course, military certified, and the price is $439 on the official website of the company FOSSiBOT. I'll admit I'm going to have to hold it with two hands throughout the review, or at least change the hand every once in a while. It's absolutely gigantic and you're going to learn everything about it over the following minutes. We'll stray away from the classical review format, focusing on the core because you're probably not going to use this as a gaming phone, if we're being honest. Now, of course, we're talking about the design first and foremost. This beast weighs 910 grams. I've seen laptops that are lighter. It measures 39.95 millimeters in thickness, which is very beefy. It has 190 millimeter in length. And one piece of good news is that you can actually access its micro SD and nano SIM card slot without a SIM card. You just pull with your nail from here. Aside from that, there are two custom buttons here. This one, if you keep it pressed long enough, you'll trigger a gigantically power flashlight, which can also strobe for SOS. This one can be customized. For now, it takes screenshots. Here we have the two volume buttons, and here we have the power button. Okay, so we spoke about the measurements and things like that. It's time to also address the materials we're dealing with here. So it's a niche phone. It's supposed to be a sort of secondary phone, and I was actually shocked to see how robust it is, to say the least. It's IP68 certified, IP69K certified, military certified, standard 810H, quite the beast. Resilient to dust, water. It has metal in its composition, also polycarbonate, mimicking the leather at the backside for extra grip. Now, you should also know that the device is quite sturdy and well built. It's anti-drop, anti-vibration, anti-humidity, anti-everything you can throw at it. The water protection also includes a lid on top of the USB-C port here. It's the biggest phone I've ever used in my life. Okay, so as we get going now, I'm going to have to show you the YouTube app to see what the screen can do. Let's turn down the volume and check out our typical test video. Once again, not a typical review. I won't insist too much with the classical specs, but you should actually know that this is quite the bright screen. What we're dealing here is IPS LCD screen, 6.95 inches in diagonal, Full HD plus 120 Hz refresh rate. Gorilla Glass 3 for this panel, and believe it or not, it's actually quite bright. Since it's supposed to be more of an outdoor affair, check it out. So we should have the brightness measurement here in a gallery app. Let me just find it properly. So this is a lux meter used to measure the brightness of the phone. We achieved an amazing 982 lux units, which is actually superior to even some smartphones which are mid-range and have OLED panels. Not bad. Vivid colors, a pretty nifty interface, and also in the settings you can find the glove mode, so you can use this with the glove associated to your very risky job or very intense job. You're, I don't know, a shepherd, a hunter, working in agriculture, working in the forest, working on an oil rig, or what have you. Screen refresh rate, lift to wake, recording mode, reading mode, display text and size, and so much more. Accessibility is here, talk back, color and motion, live caption, audio description, hearing devices are also part of the package, and finally the gloves mode. So you can swipe on the screen when you're wearing gloves to activate. Now, since we've addressed the screen, time to talk about the other specs of this huge machine. I'm going to start with the CPU, MediaTek Dimensity 7300. It's something you would see on an Oppo or Realme phone priced at around $200, $250 or $300. I would say it's decent for day-to-day tasks. It's actually the ultra version of the Dimensity 7300. It's coupled with 12 gigs of RAM as well as 256 gigabytes of storage, but there's also a version with 512. Excuse me, actually we have it here, the 512 gigabytes version. And if you dig enough into the settings, you can expand the RAM quantity by a huge amount, going to up to something like 30, for example, 30 gigs of RAM. So yeah, you can definitely do a bit of digging. You have smart panel here, vibration, about phone, device name, memory, storage, this is the RAM, and pretty sure you can definitely find that option to increase the RAM quantity. Anyway, so we spoke about RAM, and we also have once again micro SD card slot to expand the storage. If you want performance, we also have that, but once again it's not a gaming phone, so I don't feel this is the focus of the review in any sort. But yeah, let's see what we got here. So in screenshots we do have some benchmarks if you're curious. This is the throttling test. As you can see, we didn't lose much performance over the 15 minutes, just 18% was lost. This is what we achieved in Antutu, 724,000 points. I would say it's modest, it's around the level of, I don't know, Realme 14, Oppo Reno 13F or something like that. And this is the test, the result we achieved in the Geekbench 6 GPU and also the regular Geekbench 6 typical entry mid-range phone. The good news is that there's no way it overheats no matter what we did. Okay, so now before we get to the battery, which is the selling point here, a quick stop towards the camera, because on paper honestly it sounds like overkill. I would say we have a too good camera here, so check it out. At the front we have a 32 megapixel camera, selfie shooter. This one here has a Sony IMX616 sensor, which offers filming in Full HD. Pretty impressive. At the back side, a main 200 megapixel camera. You wouldn't expect to see a 200 megapixel camera on an entry mid-range phone, plus an ultra-wide 50 megapixel camera and a macro 50 megapixel camera. Not very sure these are the actual resolutions because yeah, it sounds incredible, to be honest. Not a bad photo setup, and we also have photo applications here. The camera one with quite a few settings. So we have the bokeh, we have night, pro, wide angle, macro. You can scan QR codes, you can do mono capture, you can do video capture in 4K, which is nice, and I would say that's pretty much it. Okay, there's another app called Night Camera. Night Camera is most useful for nighttime capture, so if it were totally dark here, it would actually capture my surroundings perfectly. From what I can see, it actually makes use of the ultra-wide camera because I see a much wider angle than usual. And you can also film with it, and once again, if it's pitch black around me, it's definitely able to tell what's happening here. Of course, I will not insist too much here on the well, photos, but let's actually see what we're dealing with. So let's go to the photos and check some of them. The most interesting ones are definitely the night ones. So let me just go to the download here, and as you can see, this is a nighttime video, and you can see actually how powerful the flashlight is. This is the phone using its flashlight to light up a backyard which is totally dark, and this is the phone using its night mode on a totally dark scenario. It's not very clear, it's pretty pixelated, but you can actually tell what's happening if there's an animal in the chicken coop or things moving there. We also have some shots taken during the day. I would say they're rather mediocre, typical mid-range affairs, not very clear, and the focus doesn't exactly fall very close on close-ups. The colors are a bit too intense for my liking, and for a 1 kilogram phone, I mean, you can take nifty close-ups of your pets and post them online, and the woodshed you're working with is fine. You can even send your girlfriend some selfie videos, but at the end of the day, this is what you're buying the phone for. These are night shots. It was pitch black, and this is how the phone brings the total darkness to light. The sky looks as if it were during the day. Even though the details aren't very good, things are pixelated, you can actually use it as a sort of, I don't know, security camera in case a raccoon comes here. Actually, you can prop it up on a tripod and leave it filming there and use the footage as your very own security camera. That could actually be nice, and you can leave it there for days because of the battery. So that's the core use of the battery. We have even more shots here, but once again, the greens are overblown. The clarity is just decent when it comes to the captures here, yeah, but at the end of the day, not more than that. It's the night mode which makes the core of the experience. And if you actually want to see some videos, this is the filming quality. It's fine in the focus and all that, and nifty details in 4K, but still the night feature remains at its core. Okay, so we addressed the camera, but we missed out on some other features. For example, we also measure the speakers. It's important to have powerful speakers on such a device because it comes with an SOS feature and a special alarm, which is very powerful. And let's see what we achieve. So we achieve up to 90.4 decibels on this phone, which is quite solid at the top and the bottom of the phone, as you can see here, with a typical acoustic sample, where most phones will achieve 85. So it's strong when it comes to volume power. You can actually go ahead and play a tune so you can get convinced of that. So here we go. Okay, one thing to consider here, we have a singular speaker here. The earpiece is just for calls. The speaker is actually at the back side here. You don't see that every day. It's not at the bottom. There's no room for it. You can actually cover it with your hands, so be careful with that. Now, as far as connectivity is concerned, at the bottom we have an USB-C port. As you can see for yourself, USB-C 2.0. We also have FM radio here. But I'm actually pretty sure you are required headphones to properly get it. Although I see you can actually get frequencies even without headphones, and I don't see any headphone jack, so it probably integrates a sort of antenna, which for me is actually pretty cool. So FM radio with a special antenna, alternative USB-C 2.0, 5G, Wi-Fi 6 even, Bluetooth 5.3, and we did a speed test earlier, and this is the result we came up. 777 mega per second downloads, 330 mega per second it uploads. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And finally, we have reached the battery, the core of the phone, the selling point. Check it out. A huge 28,000 mAh unit. So it's crazy. The company behind it, FOSSiBOT, claims 2,800 hours of usage, about 116 days. That's standby when you're connected to 5G. You can do 215 hours of phone calls, 9 days. You can do 33 hours of maximum volume music. You can do 40 hours of video playback. But we actually achieved even more than that. I got up to 56 hours and 30 minutes of HD video playback, and I still had 30% battery left. I mean, I have other things to do, so I just took it as far as it would go when it comes to the whole, battery life thing. So I'm pretty amazed by it. We tried to run PC Mark, but it just wouldn't run. So yeah, the thing is that when going down from that 30% to 0, I actually installed a special application that turns the battery all the way up and discharge the battery in around 10-12 hours. So 70 hours of video playback is pretty much guaranteed. I'm thinking you can use this for a week with your day-to-day activities. I mean, a few hours during the day of nighttime scenario, some browsing, some photos of the chicken coop. I'm curious about the whole night surveillance. That would be nice to test if it can last 1 or 2 or 3 nights filming as a security camera, and you can review the footage of the wildlife you captured. That's just one example. In the box there's a charger bundle, the 66-watt charger, which charges the phone in 3 hours and 49 minutes, and in 30 minutes you already have a huge 20%. It's huge for such a large battery. Okay, so in standby you have about a month of usage, and in general you should get quite a few days out of it, I'm sure. As far as the software is concerned, this is, I think, Android 14. Let's see here, about F107 Pro. Android 15 actually, good news. We have 2 nano SIM card slots in case you're wondering, and there's nothing to write home about here except for the tools. So we have FM radio, we have the tool bags, so compass to orientate yourself in the nature, we have a decibel meter. If I'm shutting up, it's lower. If I'm talking, it goes higher. It's quite useful to see if the tool you're using is too loud or there's something broken. You have a pic hanging mode, so if you want to hang a picture on a wall, you're going to do this and properly align it. Or you have other things to install in the yard. Gradienter can be used as well. A height measuring here. You also have to actually properly align it with the target and with your eyes. There's a magnifier, basically a magnifying glass if you want. A warning, basically an alarm. Okay, that definitely scared my neighbors. Okay, plumb bob. So if you put this on a, I would say, something like a wood shed, piece of wood. You can tell it's properly fixed and attached, or the degrees, you can put it at 90 degrees so you can see if the two are matching together. You have a protractor, step counter, and a flashlight, which I showed you before. Speaking of which, there are 3 modes here. There's the lighting mode, which can be set from here. It's huge. You can actually set it to low or high, which is crazy bright. You also have sharp light, which is this one here for signals and things like that, and SOS with a predefined pattern, so you'll be rescued in case something goes amiss in the nature. Okay, so I would say this is pretty much it. I'm shocked by this phone and its quality. Be advised, we have quite the gallery here of features. So yeah, we have here in the photos department quite a few tests. You can see here the brightness we achieved. You can see here some of this is the video we took with a special night mode. Strange rotating of the screen. I mean, it's not the best frame rate in the world, but still it's usable to see who has been in your chicken coop and things like that. Be careful with the screen rotation though, that's a pretty important aspect. I would say if you keep it fixed on a tripod, it's very good for a nighttime security camera. Okay, so when everything's said and done, this is a huge battery phone. It should be able to charge up your smartphones, your headphones, your tablet, perhaps even your laptop. That's one of the core features. It's a power bank that's good as a nighttime security camera. $439 is the price tag. It's a niche phone. It's very heavy, almost 1 kilogram. Be careful with your hand when using it. And at least you don't have to worry about it needing a case, even though I think you get a case in the box. You can find a link towards the purchase of the handset. Is definitely a beefy phone with good use for forest and agriculture and hunting and all of that. Goodbye.